Hey Dean, how are you?
Very well. How are you, Paul?
Oh, doing great, thank you. Well, we did interviews for the first for the first animated film, man, and oh my goodness, it's been a few years, but we're so happy to talk to you again because this one has the spirit of the original, the feel, and the crowd was just so excited about it. Now the audiences have been able to see it in screenings. You got to be so excited to get it out there in the world, right?
I am. Yeah, I'm so sick of seeing it because I've I've watched it at this point 100 times in the finishing of it. But it's really fun then to actually hand it off to the audience and get genuine reactions, and most of them have been super positive. So it's a gratifying experience.
Yeah. Well, now you've got the kids all stirred up because they all want a dragon, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the fun thing of doing it in live action is that not only could we aim to bring the wonder and the heart from the animated movie to the mix, but we also get to you know, uh, create a movie that has like a very grounded sense of reality and photoreal dragons, almost as though they could exist in
Mhm.
our world. And I think it makes the bond. I think it makes the flying that much more immersive.
Hmm. And of course, I know I saw the wheels turning on some kids in the audience, and I know that they've been looking up to what you do for years. And they go, "Well, I'm going to tell stories like this so much harder than you can imagine." What kind of advice would you give to those kids?
I would say if it's in your blood, if you love writing stories and drawing and creating, you can absolutely do it. I mean, I come from a little town in Quebec, Canada. Hollywood seemed about as far away as possible, but I think because of my love of story and the movies that inspired me to want to do this, movies like Star Wars and E.T., I now I find myself making movies that are inspiring a generation of new storytellers. So we're all part of this cycle, and it's a wonderful thing. It's like we manage to cause one another to dream, and we get to do it for a living. So it's a wonderful thing. If you feel like that's your calling, then definitely pursue it.
I love that. That's what my co-host Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, calls a Hail Mary moment, where you just kind of have to either go for it and it works out for you, or catch it. And so, you feel like this How to Train Your Dragon in general was that for you?
It was, yeah. I think when Chris Sanders called me about this movie because he had been drafted onto it while he was working at DreamWorks on a different project. He sold it as being this is very much in your wheelhouse. It's a young kid protagonist in over his head in a world of fantasy, and he gets to bond with a dragon. And I said, I'm in. I'll
Yeah.
be there on Monday. So it's been really gratifying because it's the type of story I've always loved.
Yeah. And what was that moment where you're just kind of looking around the set going, see, this is exactly how I pictured it? Because I know that had to have been there.
The very first day of principal photography, we walked into the set and it was completely dressed, and it just was amazing. I've spent my career drawing and painting and working with artists who could create things digitally, but never have I walked into a set. And so I was squealing inside. I thought, this is amazing. It's exactly the fantasy of what you think it must be to work on a live action film. Just massive sets of a whole Viking village, a training arena, a great hall, all done with incredible loving detail. So it was a dream come true for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I know this is meant for entertainment, and of course it is. It's the highest level, but what is it that you hope that the kids will get out of it too? Because I think there's a lot going on here. There's a lot being said here.
Yeah, I think the biggest one is just, looking beyond the cover. I think we have the capacity and the compassion to actually look beyond what we've been taught about others. And I think Hiccup is that kind of he's a bit of a teaching hero in that he doesn't simply subscribe to what he's been taught. He has the ability to kind of his own curiosity leads him down the path to discovering a real solution, a real peaceful solution for his people and for the dragons that they've been at war with for so long. And I think that's relevant today as it is ever. Like to think for yourself and to lead with your heart.
Yeah. And last thing, what do you keep in mind that kind of keeps you on that right path always? Because I know it's got to be tough to manage all of this.
Yeah, I think it's just I love what I do. I feel so grateful. It's never lost on me the rare opportunity I've been given, and I don't take any of it for granted. So if this turns out to be the last movie I ever work on, I want to make sure it's my favorite one, and for everybody that's involved, that they feel proud of it.
Oh, that's beautiful. I know they will be, and everyone's loving it. So congratulations, and look forward to talking to you again sometime very, very soon. And we're hoping for that sequel.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm working on it now.
Ah, excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks.